Hey Gen Chem 2 students, this is just a quick video reminding you of what you've been doing and what you need to be doing. And I'm going to share my screen here and go to our class. I'm also petting my dog. All right, so basically your course site looks something like this. You might still have the survey at the top. Remember to get that finished by the due date. And hopefully you have already ordered your lab kit. This link takes you to the course content where that is. Hopefully you've read all of this information about how much time and effort it's going to take. Hopefully you've taken a look at your emails up in the upper right. If you ever see an orange dot on something, that's because there is a reminder. So you might see that on your emails or on discussions that you're subscribed to. And so it's going to remind you of upcoming due dates. But everything you need for the course is right there in the upper left under content. And so you started, hopefully you've already done this with getting started, and you have gone through the syllabus. You've checked out the student resources with the due dates. You might want to print a calendar. Talks about getting started in the lab, how turning in assignments late. What if you miss an assignment? This is the policy. All right. And so hopefully you've taken a look at all of that. Email me or post on our discussion board if you have any questions. These were the activities to get started and completed within the first 2 days. We're past that now, so hopefully you've already done that. A couple of labs to get us started once you register for the lab site. And then you started working on Module 1. And again, the due date is passed, because it moves very quickly. So just be aware of that. So we've got an overview, we've got readings and resources with video links, and then our activities. This links to every single activity in the module, including any lab activities that are due around the same time. And you can see all of the due dates as you scroll through these activities. This one's kind of long because we're starting up and I'm repeating some of the activities we had in an earlier link. But there's all of the activities that you have to do, and you can see those due dates right underneath it. There we go. You can see those due dates when it ends right underneath it. All right. And so keep an eye on that. Now you'll notice that the practice assignments always stay open to the end of class, and that's so you can go back and re-practice over and over if you need to. Because what you want to do is you want to practice the practice questions over and over until you get them all right, until you get all your questions answered. Then once you've done that, you're ready to take the quiz. Once you've gone back and looked at practice questions and quiz questions, then you're ready to take the exam. And you can go back and look at this back up here in the student resources. You can go back and look at your practice problems, quizzes, and exams after you turn them in. These are the instructions. Again, getting started, student resources, how to study practice problems, quizzes, and exams. You can go back to all previous attempts. For your practice problems, those answers are shown immediately after you submit them. For the quizzes, the answers are shown after the due date. For the exam, the answers and the questions and the answers are shown after the due date. Now on the quiz, you can see the questions in between. You can go back and look at the questions and what you answered while you still have an attempt left, and I strongly encourage you to do that. But on the exam, you can't go back and look at it until after the due date. And I always go back to quizzes and exams after the due date and assign partial credit. And so I'll be doing that today for Module 1. Again, sometime the next day after the due date, I'll be going in and assigning partial credit. If you see a problem that you think you should have gotten partial credit on, please feel free to shoot me an email, tell me which quiz, which number, and I'll go take a look at it. I don't give partial credit on practices because they're practice. So if you get it wrong, you have to redo it if you want the point for it. All right, so you should be wrapping up Module 1 if you haven't, since it was our first module. If you missed the due date for the Module 1 quiz, I am going to open it up to you without a grade. That way you can at least go in and see what the questions are so that you can use them to help you study for the exam, but it won't count for a grade. I will not do that on Module 2. So you want to make sure that you do the quiz for Module 2 before the due date, or else you can't see those questions. So make sure you get an attempt in before the due date, or Talk to me about a late attempt. Again, there is limited ability to take some assignments late with the quizzes and the exams. With the labs, you can absolutely turn them in late. They're all accepted up to 1 week late. I do assign penalties for late reports, but I'm a little bit lenient here at the beginning of the semester while we're all trying to figure out what's going on. So make sure you take a look at this. Make sure that you understand the policy and ask me. Ask me if you need to turn something in late. I'm happy to try to work with you. All right, y'all, have a good semester. Post on our discussion board if you've got any questions. This is a great resource. If you go to our discussion site, that very first one is a place for you to post questions. You can copy and paste the name of the question, the assignment, the question text, do a screenshot of your work if you're stuck at a spot, and your classmates and I will jump in to help. There's also a board for our lab activity discussions. All right, y'all. Have a good semester.